This is a Hope 1032 production. Thanks for listening.
Joe, you quit your job.
Sorry, I'm laughing because it's still surreal to say that. Yes, I resigned from my official role.
Now, what was your official role?
I was working as a postdoc, so a postdoctoral researcher, and a clinical trials coordinator, research project officer. There are different titles to these things, but basically someone that's in charge of research and conducting clinical trials, recruitment, and things like that.
When did you quit?
Officially, I would say the 16th of May, so not too long ago.
Very recent. Why did you do that?
The thing is, once I had a child, and this is a thing apparently that a lot of women face that we are not talking about necessarily in society, there's a lot out there about the fact that women get support in coming back to the workplace, but it's not so much in terms of like how you incorporate that. It's not enough. You know what I mean? So at the time I was battling choosing between my career and my 10-month-old.
Wow, that's quite the tough battle to face.
It is. And I found myself, having to go to work, and then by the time I get home, my kids are in bed. And so you talk about job satisfaction, but how can you have job satisfaction when you're not actually present as a mom?
Joe, it's got to be the story for heaps of people,
Yes.
men included.
Yeah. I can't even imagine, because it's not even something that was a reality, because for my first, I worked fully from home. And so it was easy for me to transition and, have help. I had people helping me, but I was also able to see my child. So you don't feel that big gap and that neglect. But the reality is that a lot of women actually face the fact that they get to a point where they have to pick between your career or being a mom. And I'm a mom first, no matter what.
Your choice to quit, that's a choice for your family?
Yes.
And
it's a choice to be present for my family. It's a choice to be the mom that I want to be. It's a choice to be there for my kids, to watch them grow up and to be in their lives, as opposed to just hovering around that. One of the things that is like my passion point at the moment, and a lot of people tend to get a job and then plan their family around their job, but I want to plan my work around my family, because that's what matters to me. That's priority. And it's just that bold step, being able to walk in your purpose, that is the biggest, most scariest thing for most people. And that's why I decided to resign. Now, with someone like me that has experience, I could easily jump in and get another job. I have enough experience. I have the qualifications to get the same job. But was it my purpose? Was it my calling? And that's the big question. That's the answer that a lot of people need to have satisfaction in life in general.
And do you know the answer to that, or are you seeking the answer to that?
I know the answer.
What's the answer?
You want to know what my calling is?
Yeah.
I am called to, and believe it or not, this is part of my calling, to prove, I'm on a mission to prove to the world that you can have the career of your dreams and the family of your dreams.
Who's called you to that?
The Lord Jesus.
The Lord Jesus has called you to that particular mission. Why?
I think it's because of the fact that, and it's the irony of it all, and I think life is so funny. Like, I go through this whole process of, I have like 4 degrees, I have a bachelor's,
You have 4 degrees?
Yes, I do.
Way to rub it into the rest of us. My goodness. But you have 4 degrees.
That's the thing, I'm not rubbing it into anyone. It's the fact that I've gone through getting all these degrees only for me to then pedal back and be like, no, this is my passion and this is my calling. Completely unrelated, but very, very much satisfying already as it is. I have different things that I'm passionate about, and this is the time where I get to figure out what it is, but it is in line with finding out what I love to do. So for instance, I love talking about relationships. That's one of my passion areas. Talking about the journey, finding the right partner, and then also just like enjoying marriage, because a lot of people are not enjoying marriage. So on my platform,
it's so sad here, isn't it?
Yes, a huge percentage of people are not enjoying marriage. Marriage is like a burden. It's like a prison. It's like bondage.
Yeah.
And I have this genuine desire to incorporate research into relationships. So basically, I talk about, like on my platform on Instagram, Dr. Joey O, I talk about how you can incorporate research into reality and how religion interplays in all of those things. So that's one area that I'm going into.
And these passions of yours, do they intersect with the 4 degrees that you've done before, or the work that you've done, the career that you've had? Are any of these things interrelated, or no, this is totally separate,
so
Joe, from what you've done before?
I'm laughing because this is the question I get all the time. Like, having multiple talents, being the jack of all trades. I've always said I'm a jack of all trades, master of all. And I keep saying that, but that doesn't mean just because you know how to do everything, you should.
Mm-hmm.
You have to learn how to channel and to be focused and to do things that bring you true satisfaction. So now I have come from a biomedical background. I've done HIV-related research, dementia, fetal alcohol spectrum disorder. I've done drug and alcohol. I've done different types of research, all under the public health lens. But then public health is also very much an interdisciplinary field where you can work with psychologists and things like that. So there is research about relationships and how relationships affect your health. So they are interrelated in some way. Now I just have to prove that there's a relationship there. So for instance, there's this series that I'm coming up with. It's called Research Reality Religion.
Reality Religion.
Yes.
And we'll be able to get that on your YouTube and on your Instagram channels.
On my YouTube and Instagram. Yes.
You're on TikTok as well?
I'm on TikTok, Dr. Joey O, and it's Joey with a W-I-E, not an E-Y.
Dr. Joey O on all those platforms.
On all those platforms.
So this upcoming series is...
It's incorporating my research background to the reality that I'm interested in, and then the fact that religion has a part to play in almost every aspect. Can I give you a little bit of a sneak peek?
Sure.
Okay.
Love a trailer.
So for instance, one of the things I'm talking about is something called the 5-to-1 ratio. And research shows that for every negative interaction that you have with your partner or with your significant other, you have to have 5 positive ones for you to be classified as a healthy relationship. And these are things that people don't realize because, and what they classified as unhealthy was a 1-to-1 ratio. So if you're just as positive as you are negative, that's not considered healthy. And we go around wondering, why is this relationship so burdensome to me? But it's really because the positivity tank is lacking. You know, if we're able to give people practical advice and say, you know what, after watching this, go and look for your partner and give them 5 compliments. Just load up on the tank. Even if you have to do 3 positive things, say 3 positive things a day or have 3 positive interactions a day, that means you're just loading up on your love tank to where when you do say stuff like, I don't like the way you do this, it doesn't hit as hard. And it's not too frequent, the negative, that the positive doesn't shine out. So the negative thing has more weight than the positive, which is why we need 5 of the positive to balance out the negative.
Joe, I can already hear the passion in what you're looking to invest in now.
Yeah.
We can definitely hear it. Making the decision, though, to quit your job, was it an easy one then? If you are so convinced about purpose and calling and passion, easy to go in and hand in the resignation?
No, because I left a 6-figure salary, right? That is, in this economy, it's almost crazy. Because, and my biggest worry was, and I did say this to my husband, I said, how are we going to replace my income? I just don't want that kind of pressure on him because he's going to step up, right? And this is why I said if we had this interview before, it would have been a different conversation. Because now, immediately, my job ended. I flew to the Middle East. It just happened to be that I was flying there. I've got family that live in the Middle East. And I've realized how much business opportunities are out there. Now, believe it or not, my fear is not about replacing my salary because I think I can double it. Honestly, genuinely, I think I can. Yes. Because one thing I've understood from early on is that God has given me the ability to make wealth. The simple principle, the simple secret behind that, and just not without me going into too much, is that once you realize and figure out how to provide value, wealth follows. I'm going to say that again. Whenever you know or you learn how to provide value, wealth will follow that. So I've known how to do that. I have a catering business where, we have Nigerian food and people absolutely love it. Wealth follows that. If you are able to advise people, if you're able to have coaching sessions, if you're able to build something that someone needs and provide value in that aspect, wealth will follow.